Hey, welcome, y'all. We're here for another episode of the Garner Station podcast, which is a production of the town of Garner. I am Rick Mercier, and we're all here on a hot July afternoon. We're here in GPAC in the Garner Performing Arts Center. And the reason we are is because the Towne Players Theater Camp is back this year after, of course, a couple years hiatus due to COVID. And the kids, the young people from ages 5 to 18 will be putting on Moana Jr. August 11th, 12th, and 13th right here. And you can go to GarnerPerformingArtsCenter.com and get your tickets for that. And you should get those tickets soon because I think they're selling pretty well. But today we are really excited to have two of the cast members in the Moana show. And also, I guess I can call you an alumnus of the Towne Players camp. So we have Ethan. Ethan, please share your last name with us.
Ethan Underhill.
Ethan Underhill. Alena Lewis. Both of them are in the show this year. And Gabe Yarborough, who is our alum. And we're very honored to have him. So
excited to be back.
Yeah. It was really cool to see you show up here the other evening for the rehearsal.
I'm gonna stay today too. It's like I said, I'm gonna try to stay.
So let's start out by asking Ethan and Alena. So, have you ever been in a Towne Players production before?
This is the first official production, but I was in the All Together Now show just last fall, which was a welcome back to theater celebration through MTI. But this is the first real show that I've been in with the Towne Players.
And Alena?
I have never been in a show before. This is my first show ever. So my first time.
Ever.
Yes, with the Towne Players. I'm so excited. It's yes. I've been wanting to do theater for a long time, and I finally am.
So what drew you to Moana, and what finally encouraged y'all to get involved in the Towne Players in this show in particular?
I went from a modified calendar where I didn't have much of a summer to going back to traditional. So I had a lot longer summer. So I was like, I need something to fill that. And I like theater. Let me see if there are any theater camps in the area. And I found Moana and auditions were coming up. So why not?
I've been wanting to do a production with the Towne Players for a long time because Maya has been doing it, and I've always heard about her doing it. I've always wanted to do it, but I've always been doing some sort of sport. It's my first time sportless, and so I have finally found myself here. I'm so excited. I saw Aladdin whenever I was in elementary school, and I loved it. It was so cool.
You mean the Towne Players production of, yes.
You came to see Aladdin?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
That's
I had
crazy.
that little tambourine, and I shook it up in my house. I had so much fun with it.
That's crazy.
And so how's your experience been so far?
It's been pretty good. The first week or so, I was just kind of sitting around because with shows, they often focus on the ensemble stuff first, and seeing how much of a time constraint we have, that was definitely something we wanted to get out of the way beforehand. But now that I've actually started doing things, it's been really fun.
Everyone is just so welcoming. It's been amazing because I just really didn't know what to expect. I have no idea what I'm doing, and everybody has been so nice in helping me figure it all out.
Mm-hmm. Well, Gabe, you were in quite a few shows, including Aladdin, and
Yes.
I remember, I can remember Seussical, and
Seussical,
of course, Beauty and the Beast, Lumiere, and what were some of the others in some of your roles?
I'm gonna run through everything just from my brain. So Seussical, do you want me to say the roles too or no?
Yeah.
Seussical, I was Mr. Mayor. Aladdin, I was the Sultan. Beauty and the Beast, I was Lumiere, like you said. Is there another show? Honk, I was Drake in that. I feel like I'm missing a show.
You had a few dad roles, didn't you?
I had a few dad roles,
Yeah.
and they were all horrible fathers, and they used to make fun of me. They were like, wow, Gabe, you just keep booking all the horrible fathers. I was like, oh, what am I going to do, But yeah, I've been here for a hot minute.
Mm-hmm.
But that's crazy that you came to see Aladdin.
Yeah. What do you remember most about some of those shows?
What do I remember the most? The most. I remember a lot of them very vividly. I think the connections that I made with the other cast members that I had. Also working with Miss Beth because she's just amazing. And this is my first experience. I think this was my first experience not doing a show associated with my school. So this is like my first outside of school production. So I think that was pretty memorable about all of them because it's like a whole different process from what I'm used to in school, or at least until I started branching out further into the professional world. Um, but back to your question, I'm sorry, I'm going off a little bit,
No,
but
that's good.
mainly my connections that I made with my new friends and all that stuff.
Yeah. But you did act, you had some acting or some performing experience before you came to Towne Players. You done school stuff?
Yes, so I started doing theater when I was in second grade, I want to say, because my school was doing their first musical, and they asked me to be the lead. I was like, okay, sure, but I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I was just like, yeah, sure, because my course teacher was like, you have a great voice, why don't you do this? And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And then I fell in love with theater, and then I started doing it throughout school, and then I found the Towne Players thanks to my friend Alyssa Wise. Alyssa, thank you. But yeah.
And Alena, you haven't been in the show before, but you've been on stage and you've
Yes.
done some things, right?
I've just always been singing, always singing. In church growing up, and I would do the national anthem things. I did Clayton Idol in 2017, and I stopped singing for like 4 years, but I got back into it, and I just sing all the time, even if it's not on stage. Everywhere, I make sure everybody hears me singing
Right.
all of the time.
And Ethan, have you done? You said you were in the All Together Now show
Yeah.
back in November. Have you done other stuff on stage, singing or
Yeah,
performing?
kind of like Alena. I also started out just doing like the singing. I didn't do like the individual singing, but I did like a lot of chorus stuff through middle school and like back half of elementary school. Like I was in the Cary Children's Choir, and there was like a show choir I was a part of a few years back, and it's just been choir is how I got into theater.
I got it. So, you know, we often think, young people, of course, you need to learn your reading, writing, arithmetic. You need to focus on the basics in school, right? But
Boring.
right? Well, yeah.
Who wants to learn stuff?
But there's so much more to becoming educated and learning who you are as a person and everything. So I guess my question is, why do you think the performing arts are important, especially to young people? Do you have some thoughts about that?
For everyone?
Yeah, for all y'all.
Music is everything. Raise your children into music if you can. It's like, it seems really big, but it's very simple. And like once you learn it, like you can do so much with it and express yourself in so many ways. And it's just amazing.
Yeah, following that, like Alena said, music is such a wonderful tool of self-expression, and you can use it to portray yourself in any way you want to be seen by the world. Like, every artist you can think of has their own distinct style of music and what music means to them. So it's just finding what music means to you.
Basically what they said, but also it's great for especially young people and development of their creativity, like they said. I remember I read a couple articles when I was still in like grade school, and it was like theater kids and like kids in the performing arts have generally have like higher test scores than kids that aren't in it. And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. I have test anxiety, so I was not in that percentage, but I was like, that's crazy. But also it just helps you develop so many skills that you might not have gotten anywhere else. Like, of course you can play sports and stuff like that, but like say you're in a dance class, you're learning your body, one, how it can move, how to stay healthy, because like although we're in the performing arts, there's still like kind of like your common cores that are still associated with it. So like in singing, because I did chorus and stuff like that too, like even in my voice lessons, I have to learn anatomy of my voice, of my whole vocal register, everything like that. Same with dance, you have to learn your body. You have to learn anatomy. But like all of it kind of goes into each other, and I think that performing arts aspect really highlights everything else and makes it easier. I don't know if easier to learn is like the best way of saying it, but it gives a new lens on, okay, this is how that works. This is why that muscle does this. Like,
Yeah.
it can just get connected to everything else, and it makes it so much easier and more fun and enjoyable for a child or a young adult, I'll say.
So, Gabe, let's talk about some of what you've been doing anyway since graduating from high school, and well, maybe some of it while you were still in high school. So you're at college now. You're at UNCG.
Yes.
G, right? Not one of the other UNCs.
No, UNCG, yes, big G, that's where we are. That's where you should go. I'm an orientation leader, so I'm a little biased, but you should definitely go to UNCG. I expect to see both of them.
And you're studying acting.
Yes, I am a BFA acting major and musical theater minor, bachelor's in fine arts and acting. Sorry, sometimes
Yeah. And you've also been doing some professional work over the past few years, right? You wanna
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Gotta backtrack a little bit. Let's see. Let's go to, I think it was sophomore year in high school or sophomore going into junior year. I booked my first movie. I have an agent, KU Talent Agency. Love you, Terry and Julie. I booked the 24th, which is movie. It's on Amazon Prime. It was just like a small little walk-on role, so that was fun. And it was filmed here in North Carolina, so I wasn't too far away from home. And then a couple months later, I booked Filthy Rich, which is a TV show on Fox and Hulu. And I got to go to New Orleans and film and do all that stuff. So that was pretty awesome. And that was a recurring role, so I was also very excited to book my first TV show and also in a recurring role. And it was a brand new experience for me to come, like, leave, because in theater we're playing the same character for like a good span of time or whatever like that, and like everything's back to back to back. But in film, you have to keep coming back and playing the same character. Right. So like I would go 2 weeks, like I would film, then be gone for 2 weeks, and then come back in like the next time and do the same thing, like the scene after whatever just happened or something like that. So that was very interesting. But it was just an amazing experience, and I'm so blessed to have had that opportunity, and I cannot wait for more projects to come along, which I'm very excited for things coming up soon.
Well, that's cool. I do have one follow-up question: is when you're filming and you have to take those breaks, like, is it difficult to come back into character after those breaks?
Not really, kind of, but like as long as you stay in the same headspace, at least for me, I can't speak for every actor in the world. But for me, it was more of just remembering who this character is every time. Like I might have been going about my day throughout those 2 weeks I wasn't filming, and all of a sudden, what would Franklin do in this? That's crazy. Or like just like staying connected in some manner, and they would also send me the script, so I'll be able to read along, even though I'm not filming at the moment. But it wasn't that difficult for me, I'd say, because especially all my co-stars were very talented, and we all recreated everything so well. It was like I never left in between those breaks. It felt like I literally just went from this scene. Like Franklin just walked from the field to the house and started acting again, or just not acting, but just started doing the storyline again. Yeah. So it was pretty natural, I think. It wasn't too hard.
And so, Alena and Ethan, so these are your first, I guess, acting roles. So, how do you think about your how do you get into character? And I mean, you're still we're still rehearsing, so you're kind of figuring out who your character is and how you want to portray them. What are your challenges been with that?
See, the benefit we have is we have like source material. Like if you're just given a script, you have to like figure out from like what the character says and what the character does, who that character is. But because the show we're doing is based on a movie, we can already see like what that character is intended to be, so that we can take that and add on to it in a way.
Yes, I have watched Moana like 1,000 times, even more since I got the role. And I just love her. She's so energetic and like she knows what she wants, and it's just such like fun. She's just so bouncy.
Yeah.
It's great.
And there's a lot of great songs.
Yes.
Good numbers in it.
A lot
and
of songs.
It's going to be, and it'll be an entertaining show.
Yes, I'm singing like the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Gabe, do you have advice for them?
Advice: have fun. Let me
Mhm.
turn this way.
Yeah.
My children, have fun and just make connections. Um, don't be afraid to put yourself in the character, because like you said, there are like they have a certain way of it being intended, but I find the best the English. Sorry, people really enjoy a character they've seen, especially when you bring something new. It's like, oh wow, like Ethan does this, like Maui doesn't do that, but he makes Maui do that, and that's amazing. Like, just don't be afraid to put yourself and make a big choice, make a bold choice in what you're doing, and be confident. And you got it. Y'all got it. I heard them
Thank
the other
you.
day. They were amazing.
Thank you.
That's great advice. What else think about that? The advice.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yes,
Will do.
that sounds great.
Well, I was going to ask y'all if there's anything else you'd like to add, but Alena and Ethan, do you want to do a quick pitch for the show? We've already told folks it's going to be August 11th, 12th, and 13th here
Yes.
at Garner Performing Arts Center.
Indeed,
Yes.
it will.
And it's going to be great because we are in it.
That is true.
We're working very hard. And I say any Lin-Manuel Miranda musical is a good musical. It's
That is a
so
fact.
fun. Yes.
Yeah. So the August 11th, 12th, 13th, there's 8 p.m. shows, and then on the 13th, which is Saturday,
The 2 p.m. matinee.
there is also on the 13th also a 2 p.m. matinee show, which often is really popular with families.
Yes. Really good for the kids. I think you'll
Yeah.
like it a lot.
All right. Is there anything else we should add, discuss, ponder?
I'm excited to come back. This is gonna be my first musical, coming back and seeing.
You're going to be in the
Since
audience?
I'm gonna be in the audience. I told them I'm
Yes.
gonna be hooting and hollering in the audience. That's how they're gonna know I'm there.
Yes.
I'll be like, wow!
I'll sign your program.
I'm gonna go around and get everyone to sign my program now. Thank you so much for that. Yes.
Of course. Put a heart
Perfect.
on the eye.
I'm gonna frame it. I'm
Okay.
gonna frame it.
And then you can sell it in a few years.
Yes.
Oh, most definitely.
When I'm famous.
Just like cut out just your signature.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for joining us.
Thank
and
you.
Good luck with the show. And Gabe, good luck with your career. I know you're going to do many great things.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
Come to the University of North Carolina at Greensboro and see our shows because they are amazing. Our heads of our program are amazing, and you won't get any closer to Broadway. I'm gonna manifest that into the atmosphere.
And he'll sign your program too.
If you bring up this podcast when you come see a show, I will sign your program.
Yes.
I'm gonna be like, oh, of course, yes, most definitely.
Do you have a fall or winter show scheduled yet?
If you go on the website, I only know a few off the top of my head. We have The Wild Party, Rock of Ages, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Don Trell, Who Kissed the Sea. That's all I can think of off the top of my head. But yeah, I don't know which one I'm gonna be in yet, but come find out. Come see all the shows and figure out which one I'm gonna be in. That's what I gotta say. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
Okay, great. Well, that wraps up this episode of Garner Station, which you can watch on our YouTube channel, Town of Garner. Find us on YouTube. And then the podcast is available on any of your main podcasting platforms where you get your podcasts. So I'm Rick Mercier. Thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.